The way that I like to start the thumb is very simply extruding this face and then scaling it down. And what that does is gives you the general shape to begin working on that thumb, and you can continue to extrude that face. I'm going to local view and extrude, and then I can come out and give myself another couple polygons so that you get a real general shape of what that thumb is going to be. And then I can go back in and, like the other portions of the active view, the other parts of this character, you can Alright. So very simple start on the thumb, but effective. It's going in the right direction, and you'll be twisting that a little bit to get full mobility, but to model that, that's pretty much the most basic start that I've been able to come up with. So that's a top-down view. Front view looks like that. So what you're doing is you're modeling it flat, and you'll be a rigger's best friend if you do that. After the bones are in place, then it's easy to position that, but if you actually model it in a position like this, your rigger is going to have a real difficult time with you, because it's very difficult to get the bones in there and working properly. You have to model them straight out, as well as the fingers, and your rigger and your animator will love you. Alright, so for the fingers, what we can do to begin is put in a few edge loops. So I'm going to edge, and I'm going to flow connect, making sure auto ring is on, and I'm just going to begin giving myself some additional, oops, wrong way, faces to work with. Alright. By using Flow Connect, what that does is actually try to maintain the shape that you have going on the arm. So to drop in a few additional edge loops here now is perfect timing, because you'll need to get those additional edge loops in there to create a nice shoulder. It's one of the places that more edge loops are going to be required. So you want to do that on the bottom as well, so that you have matching edges to work with. So this way. Shift key down, select our edges, and now what we're going to do is extrude along that face. So face front, what we're going to do is get our upper knuckle, shift key down, middle, and our fingertip. Alright, I want to make sure those are welded properly. So now we have the basis for our first finger. We're going to go ahead and get these bridged in as well. So grab these edges and exclude the ones that we don't want. Keystrokes. Alright, bridge this as well. So now we have an edge on the interior to work with as well. we're going to do a little shaping before we move on. So we can get these out of the way. Fingertips generally taper as they come down. Holding my Option key down, I'm getting rid of all the faces that I don't want to extrude. Okay, Shift key down, move tool. Bridge. Alright, so you can see there, that's the direction that we're going. Top down view. I've got another finger. And I'll grab the birds on that one. Oops. Scale those. Bring them. Very boxy fingers, but it is a start. So you can see the direction that I'm going with that. And just a few tips about fingers. This actually is not a straight line. When you do get your reference in there for your hand, you'll be able to see that this knuckle comes forward and this knuckle goes back, and the knuckle also comes back a little bit, but not as much. And you can use your own hands if you have one. Alright, so generally speaking, this is an endgone, we don't want that. Nice. Alright, so getting the general idea of how to begin to create a hand, and I'll come back when I have more done. Alright, now that I have the fingers pulled out, I would like to show you the next trick that I like to use. If you go right in here to the edge between the fingers, and you use chamfer on that, click on chamfer and then draw that out, you can begin to, you can get a split here, which is important for defining the fingers. And you can also get the beginning of the knuckle, which is also important. So in one fell swoop, you can get the definition that you need on that particular knuckle. Go through and do the rest of those and shape those up. I like to front view. Go ahead and pull that down a little bit as well to get some more definition in the knuckle area. So when I have those completed, I'll come back and show. Alright, so there you can see that we have a good start on the geometry for the hand. This is about as low poly as you probably want to get for the hand, and it really probably is a little low poly for what we want as our primary character. So we'll continue working on the hand in another segment, and but for right now I will show you the next step. I'll show you how to create the feet.